Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. Chairman of the Standing Commission for National Defense at the Korean National Assembly discusses strengthening bilateral relations between the Sultanate and Korea and encourage mutual investments. Al-Hajar Al-Gharbi Starlight Nature Reserve is the first of its kind reserve to follow the stars, comets and natural phenomena with naked eyes. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail, presented to you tonight by Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubi'i. Supporting joint cooperation between the Sultanate and South Korea in various areas, especially in the parliamentary field, top discussions of His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfouz Al-Mandari with His Excellency Ahun Geo-bak, Chairman of the Standing Committee for National Defense Affairs at the Korean National Assembly, who is on a current visit to the Sultanate. During the meeting, His Excellency Chairman of the State Council expressed that the Sultanate looks forward to open new avenues for cooperation with South Korea, especially in the scientific and technical fields, and encourage mutual investments. From his side, the South Korean official affirmed on his country's keenness to enhance relations with the Sultanate, pointing out to the promising opportunities to expand cooperation between the two friendly countries to cover the industrial and technical fields. His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal Al-Ma'wali, Chairman of Shura Council, received today His Excellency Abu Ahun Geo-bak, Chairman of the Standing Committee for National Defense Affairs at the Korean National Assembly, and his accompanying delegation, who is on a current visit to the Sultanate. During the meeting, the two sides reviewed legislative and monitoring powers of Shura Council and its developments during the reign of His Majesty the Sultan. His Excellency the Chairman of Shura Council pointed to the strong relations binding the Sultanate and South Korea. An official discussion session was held between Shura Council and the Standing Committee for National Defense Affairs in the Korean National Assembly to discuss cooperation in the parliamentary fields. The session discussed a number of topics which strengthen joint cooperation aspects in various legislative and monitoring fields. The Omani side was chaired by His Excellency Engineer Mohammed bin Abu Bakr Al-Ghassani, Deputy Chairman of Shura Council, whilst the South Korean side was led by His Excellency Ahun Geo-bak, Chairman of the Standing Committee for National Defense Affairs at the Korean National Assembly. A proposal for draft law on development planning was reviewed by Office of Shura Council during its meeting today. The meeting also reviewed annual reports of a number of ministries in 2018 and the implementations on stages of the projects of these ministries. It's as well dwelt on a report of food and water security. The meeting approved session dates of the Council in May and June. The meeting was presided over by His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal Al-Ma'wali, Chairman of the Shura Council. The tripartite committee between the Sultanate of Sultan Qaboos University, the Ministry of Information and the Public Authority for Radio and Television held its first meeting this year. The committee discussed the possibility of adopting graduation projects in media, journalism, electronic publishing, radio and television. The committee also discussed the university's course for the diploma program in the media for both the ministry and the authority staff and the admission requirements, as well as discussing the proposal for training programs that can be provided by the Information Department of the Media Training Center. Under the Royal Decree number 40/2019, Al-Hajar Al-Gharbi Starlight Nature Reserve was established in the Governorate of Ad-Dakhiliya, offering a chance for researchers, students and eager star watchers to follow the stars, comets, and natural phenomena with naked eyes. The nature reserve seeks to minimize human-made light pollution and protect wildlife and endangered species like Arabian tahr. The reserve also provides an opportunity to study flora and fauna at their natural habitats. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and yet to come in our news bulletin. Madrasati project is a valuable opportunity for students to put what they have learned at schools about aquaculture and fish farming in practice. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. And now for the international news. Saudi Arabia said armed drones had struck 2 oil pumping stations in the kingdom on Tuesday in what it called a cowardly act of terrorism 2 days after Saudi oil tankers were sabotaged off the coast of the United Arab Emirates. The Minister of Energy, Industry and Mineral Resources of Saudi Arabia, Khalid Al-Faleh, said the attack caused a fire now contained and minor damage at 1 pump station, but did not disrupt oil production or exports of crude and petroleum products. Khalid Al-Faleh said that the drone attack and Sunday's sabotage of 4 vessels, including 2 Saudi tankers off Fujairah Emirate, a major bunkering hub, threatened global oil supplies. Aramco said it had temporarily shut down the east-west pipeline nose as Petroline to evaluate its condition. The pipeline mainly transports crude from the kingdom's eastern fields to Yanbu port, which lies north of Bab al-Mandab. In the holy month of Ramadan, Muslims spend their time in reading and reflecting the Holy Quran and compete with each other. Daba Sports Club at the Governorate of Musandam organized an awarding ceremony for winners in the 4th Daba Club Award for Holy Quran. Daba Club Awards this year focused on children to encourage them to memorize and eloquently read the Holy Quran. The ceremony included a lecture on the merits of the Holy Quran. The Minister of Education, in cooperation with Fisheries and Agriculture Development Fund, launched a Madrasati project which aims at providing students with the chance to put what they have learned at school about aquaculture and fish farming in the practice. The project will establish greenhouses in a number of schools at the governorates of Ad-Dakhiliya and South Al-Batina. The project aims also at establishing students' companies at schools by engaging students in farming processes such as seeding, planting and preparing the soil, as well as using sophisticated gardening and farming tools. Here are the Ramadan times for tomorrow. Fajr prayers at 4:03 a.m. and Maghrib prayers at 6:46 p.m. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Chairman of the Standing Commission for National Defense at the Korean National Assembly discusses strengthening bilateral relations between the Sultanate and Korea and encourage mutual investments. Al-Hajar Al-Gharbi Starlight Nature Reserve is the first of its kind reserve to follow the stars, comets and natural phenomena with naked eyes. And with that, we do conclude this news bulletin brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. From the entire news team, we thank you for joining us and we say Ramadan Mubarak.